Hey, I'm Koach Katrina, a personal trainer and owner of the club. I have lost 100 pounds 2 times in my life and gained it back 3 times. And what I find works best for my body and my mind is to just find balance with food. So here's Kleanish Eats with Koach. Hey y'all, Koach Katrina here. Today we are making my favorite food, which is chicken Alfredo, but in the Kleanish way. So basically I'm just going to be adding vegetables to it. As you see, that's typically the pattern, is I just take the foods that we love and add vegetables to them and call it a day. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just get my broccoli steaming. Now I could have, like, if I had roasted broccoli already, I could just be adding like roasted broccoli to this, because that is something that I typically like prep every week. But I've had a really busy week and I don't really have any vegetables roasted and prepped. So I just got some fresh raw broccoli and I'm going to put it on to steam. I do already have my water boiling and I'm just cutting these up into more bite-size-ish pieces. So I'll finish cutting this up and then I'll see you in a second. So I had 2 heads of broccoli that I thought I was going to do, but I'm only trying to make a few portions tonight, so actually I see that this is kind of enough. So in goes that broccoli, in goes this broccoli. So all in all, in the end, I'd say that's like 6 cups of broccoli. And I know you might not be able to see my the pot in the screen here, but it's a pot with a strainer pot with a lid on top. Okay, so I put a little bit of water in the bottom one, put the strainer pot on top, and so then that's just gonna steam in there. Now I can work on my chicken. So I put a few tablespoons of olive oil in the pan. Ooh, I forgot to turn that on, so I'm going to turn that on now. And now I can work with the chicken. Now I've mentioned before, I don't really like touching raw meat, so I'm going to try to touch this as least amount as possible. So I am going to season it whole, and then after I'll cut it into the strips once it's cooked, to be able to put into our Alfredo. So I'm going to season with some salt, and some pepper, a lot of pepper, some garlic, I guess it's garlic powder. No, this is onion powder. Yes, this is onion powder. It's not really working that well to come out. And I'm going to use some of, no, Cajun's not good because we're going Italian. I need some garlic. Okay, time out. I need to find some garlic. Oh, this is garlic. Okay, I didn't need to time out. This is garlic. Okay, so we got garlic. Right, because this is an Italian-ish deal. So I'm going to flip it over, same thing other side, salt, pepper, onion, garlic. Now usually I would have like an Italian mix that is like basically already this already, but I don't have one at the moment, so that's kind of my own. Okay, so now I can throw it in the pan. Now, as that's starting to cook, I can throw my pasta in. I have linguini today. Again, this is my chicken hand, so I'm gonna wash my hands again and then I'll put the pasta in. Okay, so my water's boiling. I'm gonna throw the pasta in. The chicken has been cooking, I don't know, let's say 6 minutes. I can see that it's definitely like cooked around the edge and starting to cook through, so I can give it a turn over. Okay, now I did cover it. Again, no professional here, but that's just what I do, so it's happening. I'm gonna throw the pasta in. Now I have linguini here. I think I said I was making fettuccine Alfredo, so that would require fettuccine, but I have linguini, so that's what I'm going to be using. But again, here, feel free. Have whole wheat pasta, have non-pasta pasta, like the stuff, you know, for those who do low carb or keto. You know, have your special kind of pasta, substitute that in here. Of course, whole wheat pasta is going to be the healthiest, but I wanted regular. If this was homemade, that would be even better, but this is what we're going with today. So, I don't know. I just always do what feels right. So I'm going for like 2-ish portions, so that's probably enough, but in true Italian fashion, I'm just gonna, just a bit more, just in case. And I'll kind of like slowly melt that in. Now my broccoli is still steaming in here. I do want it to have some bit of bite to it, so I'm actually gonna give it a try now. Although this is gonna be hot. Hot! No, it's hard. No, maybe it's good. I don't know. We gotta try it. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, so it's a little hard, but definitely cooked. So I'm gonna turn that off. That can chill. I just turned the pasta off. Okay, whoops. Okay, no, pasta's on, broccoli's off. Okay, cool. And we're like almost there. The only other thing that I need to do after is add the spinach to the sauce. And that's pretty much going to be our meal. It's super simple. How many ingredients? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ingredients-ish. And again, instead of broccoli and spinach, I could be using peppers are really good with this. Zucchini is really good with this. Brussels sprouts would be really good with this. Like basically green vegetables like beans. Like green beans would be good with this. So whatever veg you like, add to your pasta. And in my opinion, that becomes Kleanish and something that typically the whole family and friends would like. This is always kind of a crowd pleaser meal. Okay, so I believe the chicken is pretty close to done. And so what I'm gonna do is throw it on here, and I know in the professional world it should probably like rest or something, but I'm just gonna cut it now because I do want to just like make sure that it is cooked. And it is beautiful. So then I'm gonna throw the chicken back in the pan. I'm going to throw the sauce in so that it can start to warm, and then I'm gonna add the spinach in. Now if you're ever wondering why I'm not using like professional knives or anything, why I use this like silly red knife, it is because it belonged to my grandmother, and she is the reason why I love to cook. She taught me how to cook, and these are her utensils. Now I did have a big one of hers that like I think my grandfather literally crafted himself, but it's like rusty, so I don't think I should use it. So I just use this one for everything that I can because I love feeling close to her, and using her things and wearing her clothes makes me feel that way. So back in the chicken goes. Now when I cut into the bigger piece, it was still a little bit pink, so I'm gonna let those pieces just make sure that they cook before I start to put the sauce in. Now that does happen. The two chicken breasts were different sizes, so the one was good to go, the other one was not common. So we'll just make sure that that's cooked, and then I'll throw the sauce and spinach in. Okay, so I poured some sauce in. You can see that that's a generous portion. I would say that it's appropriate. It might be a little bit overdoing if you are trying to watch your caloric intake. I would say just do less. Now, when I was looking at like the options for Alfredo sauce, I'm sure there are healthy options. If I Googled healthy Alfredo, I would definitely get something. You know, if you're into that, do that. I just wanted to buy, and so I did. There was the lower sodium option, but when I looked at it, it was not even that much less. So I don't know, I just got the regular Alfredo. Okay, so spinach. Now I'm gonna cover this. This will wilt down. I'm gonna strain my pasta, and I'm gonna throw it all together. Okay, so I stirred the spinach in. Now it will wilt down more. I can cover it, leave it to chill for a second. Okay, so spinach is totally cooked. Now, because this pan is really full and I need to add the pasta and the broccoli, I'm going to transfer to a bigger pan. So we'll go pasta. Broccoli. And our sauce, chicken, and spinach. I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to plate it. I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese. And that's it, folks. Now, one may say, like, how is this cleanish? And for me, this is cleanish, because before, when I would have my beloved fettuccine Alfredo, I would have that and chicken cutlets and potatoes and bread with it. Whereas now I've packed it with veggies. Instead of having fried breaded chicken cutlets, I just had chicken breast. And instead of having the potatoes and the extra and the bread, I would have a salad with this. So for me, this is my version of cleanish, and I encourage you to find whatever your version of cleanish is. It's going to be different for everybody. People require a different amount of calories, and ultimately I want people to do what makes them feel good, and for me, this makes me feel good. So there we have it. Chicken Alfredo linguine with spinach and broccoli. Try and get a little bit of everything in here. That is good. Oh, that is so good.